Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Thursday night sermon. This is Eye Opener Society. We want to welcome you on board. We want to thank everyone who tunes in, listens, downloads, plays this back, or joins us live. And I just want to let everybody know that starting next week, we're going to do a trial run Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you are on TikTok and been wondering where we were, we're going to take a shot or a stab at the live. And with that, too, after the sermon, anyone who's listened that would like to join us for kind of a little roundtable talk amongst the ministers, join us. We're welcoming you with open arms, and we really would like to hear from you. So that's next week. But this week, we are live right now, and let's start this. So, this is summer. And what's important with summer, and the reason I'm bringing it up is also due to the fact that Lizzie and I, when we do our regular Monday show, we were on kind of a bye week because I was getting ready for the new season of summer. And we have our episode coming up this coming Monday, and we're hoping that everybody tunes into that one. But seasons are important to me. See, I live on the East Coast and I run through all four seasons, and I've lived on the East Coast my entire life. So I go through all four seasons. And summertime has always been my favorite. And the only reason for it, and it's not so much weather, because weather, we could either like a certain type of weather or not like it. I like the seasons, and I'm not sticking in the weather portion of it. Reason for this is summertime to me and in the whole spiritual world, this is life. When everything comes to life, the trees, the bugs, all the reptiles, all of life, anything starts to emerge and come out much more. Everything is greener. There's so much more activity when it comes to life. And that's what I love so much about it. You see, we go into spring. Spring is like the emergence, the younger stages of life when we're just happy and free and everything's starting to come to life and everything is visually exciting as it comes to life. And then we move right into that adulthood of summer where everything now is experience and it's beautiful and everything is wonderful. Fall is the older age of life as it starts to crumble little by little as we get older and we're holding on so desperately to the last of our leaves on the trees. And then winter signifies death. And I always say, especially here on the East Coast, winter is the longest season. And that means death is the longest season. We have a very short time frame of life. And that's why spring and summer is a time to celebrate and enjoy. And we take everything that we embrace and embody with ourselves and we enjoy it. Now, of course, we could do that during wintertime too. There's nothing against it, but it's just the representation of these seasons. And moving forward with this summer, I know I have a lot planned and I've been going outside a lot more and I've been doing more of my meditations outdoors because I love to do my meditations. You all know that. But doing them outdoors hits me even harder. And most recently, I was out and I have some little videos on TikTok where I just had my little inspirational quotes, but I was in a spot that I had found that was so amazing to me. It was so amazing because the moment I got into it, I achieved, and after all this time of meditation, I finally achieved complete mind silence. Most people say, well, if you've been doing it for so long, shouldn't you already be able to do that? No, it doesn't come. It comes to certain people in certain ways, and it's all on how you practice. But that complete mind silence is going to come when it's ready. It was ready for me. And I believe it had to do with where I was. This particular little spot on the planet, stuck in the middle of a wooded area. No one knows where I am. And I was able to find that peace. Everything around me changed everything in me. And I experienced something that I was seeing. And then Lizzie throws a wrench in it But when I talked to her about it, it's like, how do we see that experience? See that experience, I'm experiencing it, but I'm experiencing it through the experience. And it was a mind bender for me. And I started to think about it and I kept pondering on it. Are we living in an experience? And are we seeing it through the eyes of the experience? Or are we seeing it through the way we are experiencing it? And I like this. I like this conversation and I like having it inside my own mind because this takes me into deeper states of meditation. And I also taught that when you are meditating, if you cannot quiet your mind, start questioning things, ponder things that seem so out there, philosophically, theories, anything that is so hard to explain, and play it over in your mind, in your head, because that will help quiet all the other noise that's going on. And you get to have a conversation that's very deep, that brings you deeper into a meditation that allows you to start experiencing the experience from the experience. This has been something that I took the takeaway from this experience that I had, just made me even more thrilled to do meditation. And it's even more thrilling to know, hey, this weekend it's going to be warm again. I'm going to go out to that spot. I may try to find another spot. And I'm going to start playing with the idea that certain areas will bring me a certain experience. And this is what I'm going to start to do over this summer is try to explore new little places I have not been into, try meditating in them and see what type of experience I get to have in those places. And I'm going to start documenting all of this. And I might even record it too. And that was the thing that brought me to TikTok. I was so profoundly woken up by that experience that I had to break myself out of it to open up my phone and go live on TikTok for the very first time, just to reach more of an audience to let them know what I was experiencing. I felt I had to let everybody know about that. So now I get to have my sermon where I get to tell you, I'm not lying when I say you need to meditate. It's going to help probably in so many ways. To me, I think meditation embraces everything in life. And we get to embrace those things when we're doing it. So if you have not done it or ever done it before, now's the time to start. Start fresh in this season. Every season, we should start something new. Every season, we should change up the way we do things. Keep life interesting. And that's what I am preaching to you today. Meditation can help you so much. You can always reach out to me, churchofeos@gmail.com, if you like to work with me on a Zoom session where we can get together and do a meditation session together. I would like to start getting some group sessions together. And I think and that would be an amazing thing to do. And Lizzie and I, we're both working on ways to bring more of the community to us so that we can all start working together. And as we get these things aligned and in place, we're going to start letting you know how to do it. And we wish to see you because this is the whole purpose of a community. And this is something we're very excited about. So we could start small and then we could expand into such a large, wonderful, beautiful community. And we could do it at the start of a season, the middle of the season, the end of a season. But we need to start. If we have ideas, if you have ideas, start them. Start your season. Start it in a way that's going to be refreshing and it's going to empower you. I felt empowered. I still feel empowered, all because of one little meditation session where I've experienced something completely new. And this is what I wish for everyone. We all need to have that sort of excitement to build up, our energies to flow into such a beautiful and creative way We need to stop being scared. We need to silence out those that are telling you no and no, you cannot. You can, you will, and you definitely should. And now's the time to start. This is a new season. We need to embrace it and we need to move on and we need to go forward as wonderful human beings that we all are. My name is Gary Dean. This was my sermon. I'm going to turn the microphone over now to our cosmic fairy princess. I know she's going to have something wonderful to say, and I love sitting back just like you in the audience where I get to hear her. Lizzie, it's all you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so today, if I had a title for my sermon, it would be to just say the weird thing. And to understand this, I have to take you all the way back to the beginning here. So, okay, originally, I thought it was very, very funny the way that my dad and brothers were grossed out by my period. And that inspired me to tell them all about it because I don't really understand the whole thing about being silent about it. And as their shock faded and their understanding about it expanded, I realized that that maybe is a big problem in the world is that most men just frankly don't know about your period. And this isn't all about your period, just so you know. But through this experience, I decided to take this with me. And as I moved into high school, all of my guy friends learned all about my period with me because they have girlfriends and they're going to have daughters one day. And I want them to not have to be the first person to tell this person about a normal body experience. And as I went through this, I also noticed that a lot of the women also never heard anybody else say a lot of the things that they're going through. And I won't even list them here because you can go on Google and there's like a 300,000 of them, which is why sometimes it feels like a unique experience because that one or two people you felt close enough to give that TMI to had experienced all of those. As time goes on and I start working with clients as a massage therapist, I'm working very closely with their body. And the amount of shame that people feel about their cellulite or when they're on their period, different things like this, it kind of blows my mind. And as time goes on and I keep with the same mindset, I was reminded just the other day while Gary and I were recording how beautiful of a concept it actually is when you tell people all about the thing, because this is has multiple parts here. On the one perspective, as a woman, when you are on your period, your hormones change so drastically, so quickly, you're not really entirely the same person. And that has to kind of be acknowledged. And there's a lot of people who've written so many magical books about tracking this and being able to utilize this to your advantage. But really, for me, it just comes down to half of it. I'm excited for the world and downloading information and exploring everything. And the other side, I'm deconstructing everything, which comes off a little bit like an argument sometimes because maybe that's just my flavor. But so the thing is when you talk to people about something that you experience regularly, even if you think it's TMI, that means that people close to you, when you say something so simple, so this is where it comes back to our conversation. Um, the flow was just different. Nothing wrong with it. We were having just a good time, but the flow was different. And I think we were both trying to figure out exactly why and like catch ourselves onto the same page, the same flow. But the moment I said, oh, I started my period today, the flow was now on the same page. And I watched it. It was very interesting because he didn't speak to me any differently, but like we both understood where I was standing now because he knows exactly how I am or when I start my period because he's my friend and so he gets to hear all about it. But the thing is this goes just way beyond just your womanly cycle or the womanly cycles around you. The thing is as an energy worker, I find this also. The thing about shame is any emotion that you feel shameful for is something that you think you're the only one, or like that you're not supposed to, like people can't know about you. I find oftentimes healing is on the other side of whatever you think is TMI of sharing with the other person. Now, of course, does have to be, consensual of the other person. You can't chase people around and tell them about your like digestive cycle or something. I mean, you could. You probably. I'm not even going to get into it. My point is the more that I share my experience and the way that I've done things in like full honesty, even the TMI things, the more I find I'm able to help the other person. And the more I find that I am talking to people who actually have experienced that added extra detail that I normally might leave out in fear of being TMI. And so I just sorry, my thing says it's muted. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know where my the thing is whatever you think is a unique experience likely is not a unique experience as you think it is. A lot of the times the other person too just thinks it's TMI. And when that little piece of information gets left in the ether of secrecy, then that means that neither person got to learn what the other person has done so far about their TMI. And that's pretty much the summary of my speech today. Thank you so much for listening.
Cool. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Thank you. We really appreciate having you. And we appreciate everybody for joining and listening in to us. Uh, just want to remind everybody next week, again, we are going to try something a little bit different where we're going to be recording on this platform, but we are going to be on TikTok as well. At least we're going to hope so. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to see how that all works out. But we want to thank you for joining us and we wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Is my mic muted right now?
No, I
It
heard
says
you. I saw you freeze up.
it's a, it's a big block right in the middle of the screen that says your mic is muted. But then down at the bottom it does not say muted. And I was like, oh my god, have I just been talking for who knows how long and nobody can hear that? Like, and so like I completely lost where I was. I'm
Oh,
so
I'm
sick of
sorry that
tech glitches.
happened.
Oh my god, Gary, like it's crazy.
Oh,
It's fine.
well, this is well, this is why I'm worried because, like I said, we do next week because I need to record these so that they go on our regular platform. So I'm going to have this set up just the way it is now. But that also means you're going to have yourself on the phone. So what I'm thinking, we're going to primarily just do everything on TikTok. It will be a TikTok live. We'll be focused on that. I'll be focused on doing it on the phone, but I'm going to have the setup so this way we can actually record this as is. So what I might do instead of doing it over this restream, I just might set up the Zoom and we'll just this way it'll just be a regular recording, but we're live on TikTok. So I'll figure that one out. I'm gonna see how I could get.
And it could be something like, so I kind of forgot about that you don't necessarily put it out at a specific time. We just record it at the specific time and it goes out later tonight, right? And so
Right.
I was thinking about that and what we really could do. So if we start recording 7 your time, we could do at 8 o'clock. There's like a 30-minute conversation where we do it on Zoom. Maybe we put both links out everywhere,
Mm.
and then whatever, like the conversation is maybe on topic of last week's, that came out, and maybe on topic of like whatever it is that they felt like talking about.
I love that. And the reason I'm getting a little bit excited about TikTok is only because, like I said, we had no listeners tonight or viewers tonight. No big deal. Like I said, once we put it, the recording out, people listen like crazy. Okay, no big deal. But with TikTok, we are probably going to get over 100. I guarantee it, especially if we're running a 20-minute show, we're probably gonna get close, and my prediction, about 200 listens all at once. Most of them are probably gonna be freaking snipey little fuckheads, and it'll piss me off, but I'm gonna try to ignore that.
Well, well, I don't want to do the sermon on TikTok. I thought we were doing like the conversation on TikTok.
I was thinking of trying the sermon on TikTok. This way, during that sermon, we could start dropping the link for the after, and then we this way.
True, but I don't want to do church while people are essentially walking through. It
Well,
does that
it's
make sense?
kinda it does, but it's kind of I mean, that's
Like
what's
I don't
happening with
mind
this. It's
do
we just don't have, you know what I mean? I don't know how, because that's what we're doing here essentially with this.
well, right, but we
We just don't have people walking through because we don't have the viewers, as much as we would on TikTok.
I
Because
don't
if
know.
we're doing
I feel like on TikTok because of the foot traffic, it takes away from it being a church thing because there are going to be a bunch of comments and stuff. Does that make sense?
well,
And so I feel like it's more fun for like a conversation or something like that versus the does that make
it's
any
not gonna
sense?
work. It makes sense, but it won't work jumping from the platform to the other platform, because here essentially right now, let's just say next week we get 1,000 views on this, what we're doing right now, right? It's going to be the same thing. There's going to be traffic. Um, we're just not experiencing that yet because there's nobody, joining us to the extent that it would on TikTok.
Well, correct, but
So,
it's an energy thing.
oh well, that's why I'm always been turned off by TikTok. I was thinking about doing the live right across TikTok and this platform as well. It'll go across both. We don't have to pay attention to any of the comments. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we might be able to turn them off too, until it comes time where we want to sit, and have conversation. Then we could probably turn them on.
That that could be. It is so like where we have right now, anybody who scrolls through is kind of looking for this kind of content, correct?
Completely lost connection. Okay. Are you back?
Oh, yeah. You disappeared
Okay.
for a second.
Yeah,
Um,
lost connection.
I just forgot what I said.
Okay, we were talking about the foot traffic and the whole energy of it, and I was saying, well, right now we're the
Oh,
same way.
but right now, people foot traffic scrolling through, they're looking for this specific kind of content, correct?
Not necessarily, because if it's going out, it's just being broadcasted across YouTube and Facebook. So
Mhm.
anybody that stumbles upon it can join. Now, the only problem we have is the fact that we don't get anything because Facebook doesn't put, I don't even know anything about YouTube or how they do it. But when we go live, that's it. It just goes live. Like on my Facebook, people know that it's coming up, or they should know, but they don't get to see that either. That's fucking Facebook. That's why I'm trying for TikTok. But we are just basically open air. Anybody can join in at any time. So even if somebody pops in, I seen like last week, one person popped in for like a couple minutes and then left. That's just foot traffic that's coming in. Those people have the ability to start sending messages, and we'll see them on the screen here if it happens. We're not getting any of that because we're just not getting the foot traffic. And that's what I want. I want the foot traffic because then I could tell the foot traffic, if you're connecting with this, join us for the after hour conversation. Because otherwise, no one's going to know if we're doing it here. No one's going to know to join us afterwards if nobody's following us on here. If they're following us, if we're getting 200 people on TikTok and then we're telling 200 people, join us for the after show kind of thing, we're going to have 200 people. Out of that, maybe eight would say, want the link, and I could send those links out and then they could jump on here and then we could record a separate session. But if we do that here, like we just did, there's nobody watching us. One person popped in. That's it. So that one person might not even be interested. So we're not going to get the audience or tell the audience, hey, come join us for the show if nobody's watching. That's why I want to try TikTok, because TikTok, then we can try, which is something we're going to have to get over anyway. If we want a community and if we want to reach out to them, we're going to have to deal with that foot traffic. I could do the whole show without paying any attention to the comments at all. I just do my show. And then I could go back and start jumping in there and seeing what people had said. And if there was something important, we could address it.
So when you're so people live comment on YouTube that you see right now.
Hmm.
And see, I
YouTube
didn't know
and
that.
Facebook. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook. And nobody's commenting because nobody's in here. We had a couple shows where we had two people sitting in, but nobody said anything, but they can if they wanted to. Um, and like I said, if by chance we had like 30 or 40 people, there'd be like 30 or 40 comments coming across. It'll show up on the side on a chat screen. So,
Yeah,
but we just
I'm
don't
trying
get
to
that.
figure out why I feel so differently about TikTok because even that just doesn't feel the same. Which is interesting. And I'm not sure why I'm
Well,
stuck
it's
on
the
the same
same
about
reason.
I don't have to ponder that one.
Yeah, ponder because it's the same thing with me. I don't like TikToks live. I don't. But what I do like about it, there's actually people watching us. There will be, and there will be a lot of people watching us. What we're
Yeah,
doing right
but
now is what we wanted to have people, so this way people can join, but there's nobody joining because we're dealing with YouTube and Facebook, which kind of suck because they don't bring in what they used to.
maybe it's because I'm not focused on the amount of foot traffic. My focus is on trying to get like the repeat people, which I know you are too. I wasn't saying that you
Mhm.
weren't. But so I think that's the only reason why I want to get on TikTok. And I do just kind of hate the concept of TikTok live with like the vibe that's over there about it, the like the all the messiness about it and all of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
Maybe
why I
that's
said
what
if
I'm thinking.
well, yeah, and that's like I say, I can focus. I deal with that all day long. I can focus on what I need to do, and that's why I was thinking we do exactly what we're doing here, and then at the same time, we'll have our phones up that are connected to TikTok. So we can just focus right on this platform, and then we'll
Well, I
also
can
be on
only do one.
oh, well, then it won't work then that way.
Because do you remember I can't get my laptop to connect to the internet consistently for any sort of live.
Mhm.
That's why I've been doing it on my phone.
Gotcha. Yeah, then that won't
So it's
work.
like
We're gonna
one
have
or
to
the other.
well, then what we're gonna have to do is just keep doing what we're doing, but for any we're gonna have to skip any kinda after talk unless we get people, and we're not getting people on here. So we either do
Wait.
mhm,
I think we're just thinking about this very differently because I'm
mhm.
going on the concept that like you build it and they will come.
Okay, yeah, and we've been
So that
building
that's
it.
what we're doing it right now is we're building it. And so we so people are downloading it and stuff, right?
Well, so let's look at it like this then. When we go yeah, it's just I get it. I get it, and
I
I'm
love
not
you, Gary.
I love you too, Lizzie. Um, here's what we need to then consider. Maybe we should just do a Thursday recording. We won't go live because we're not getting anybody live. And I know we're saying, well, we're building it in consistency, but again, it's the two platforms, especially Facebook. It's not putting our content out there, so nobody's seeing it. So nobody's going to join us on the live. So if we recorded this only, just did a regular recording and put it out immediately, this is a Thursday sermon, put the messages in there, and then people can, since more people are listening to the recordings anyway, then we can figure out what we're gonna do as far as an after show if people wanna join us. It's easier though to pull people into an after show if it's live. If they're watching us live and they're connecting to us and we're chatting with them, "Hey, join us for this after show." We'll get people that way. That's the
Yeah.
way this is gonna work.
Yeah, we're just looking at it working in very different ways.
Yeah,
um
and
and-
here's my I'm sorry, I don't mean to
no, go
cut you
ahead.
off, sweetheart.
Go
I
ahead.
just I just wanna be completely honest. This right now, the way we're doing it, it's fine, but it's a failure because we're not getting an audience, and that's exactly what the sermon needs, is an audience. We don't
See,
have an audience. We don't
I
have an
would
audience. We've never had an audience. I'm gonna
I
be
would
completely honest.
just
2 people jumped in for a couple of shows, and then the last one person stayed for 23 seconds. Today, somebody stayed for 10 seconds. So we're not getting an audience.
correct.
TikTok will give us an audience. That's the difference.
Right, but I don't view it as a failure.
I
Um,
don't view it as a failure either. I'm just explaining that we are not getting an audience. And that's where I think where the confusion is. We could do this every single Thursday for the next 20 years. And we may only, due to the fact that it's Facebook, we may only get 1 or 2 people live. And that's just the cold, hard reality of this.
so are
TikTok is where it's
people,
at for a live audience.
but I thought people were downloading it
They're
and watching it
download
later.
They are, but they're not downloading it live. I'm downloading it and I'm putting it on the platform, the recorded version,
Correct.
and people are listening, but
And
nobody's responding to anything we're telling them in the synopsis, even live. Nobody's reached out and sent an email saying, "Oh, I would like to join you. How do I join?" No one's doing it. All they're doing is listening to us. They much rather hear us on a recording rather than live, is basically the feel I'm getting, unless we're on a platform that has an
that
audience.
well, that's because Gary, we're still building it. There's not really anything. There's no benefit right now to watch it live.
Mhm.
If it is gonna
Unless
be available tomorrow in my life, I will never even fucking try to watch it live if there's not a benefit because like, I gotta plan my whole day around that. You know what I mean? Just as a
Mhm.
listener. But, like, if it's live and then they're hopping in at the end, I think that's gonna be very different. In my opinion, if people are listening to it later or now, that is equally an audience. It doesn't I don't think of that as, like, a different thing until we're looking at them coming in and joining us. In much like now when we start these conversations, a lot of times it might just start out just me and you. And then we're just having a conversation about whatever it is that we want. Maybe we record it, you know what I mean, and put it out. If other people join, you, me, and one other person get to have a really in depth conversation. That person is going to feel so much more connected and likely to keep coming back and share than anybody else who's just coming into a live. Does that make sense? That's the perspective that I was coming at it for. But if the amount of people who are live seeing it is something that's really important to you, I'm super open to exploring that. Like I can work on my rejection of the TikTok sermon if that's
well,
something
let
that you
me
want to do. I'm not arguing against it.
Oh, I got you, and I know it's not an argument. I think I'm just missing which do you want a live audience?
I don't really give a shit.
Okay,
I just if they're
then okay.
unless they're joining in on, like, a conversation, then it doesn't really make a difference to me whether it's live or not.
Well, then here's what we do. Instead of waiting for the 7 o'clock period time and nobody joining, because again, my thing is when I'm trying to stress what we're trying to do is not working on these social media platforms. This is just not working on them because, like I said, no one's listening. And the only reason no one's listening has nothing to do with you and I. I guarantee you we could get a lot more viewers, but Facebook is not pushing this out to people.
I'm still just confused what you're saying we don't have any
Okay.
listeners, because
Okay.
I feel like you're telling
Live.
me all the time that we're like okay.
Yes.
So
Live,
is
I'm
that
talking about.
something that's really important to you, that people are viewing us live?
Yes, because When we get live randos, those are more people that might say, "Holy shit, what have I been missing all this time?" I mean, the whole purpose to get a
But wouldn't
community
but
to
wouldn't
get a
that be the
community.
same if they saw it in 3 days and then they say, "Oh, wow, what have I been missing the whole time?" Like, what makes the live special?
The live special is the energy that we put out, that we are doing a sermon. You see, the whole purpose of the sermon is to do it live, which is kind of technically required for 501c. So if we're putting out a live sermon, we need an audience. We're not getting an
Mm,
audience due to the fact that Facebook is not pushing it out there.
okay, so we're doing it live because we technically have to, even if people don't watch
I
it
mean,
live. As we build a community and people are joining us afterwards, they probably will start joining live.
no, they haven't yet. That's where I'm
But
getting
we
at.
but that's what I'm saying, we haven't even started a place for them to build a community with us yet.
What we have come to our live, join us. See, that's what I'm saying.
But
Because,
but they're
and I know
coming to join as a listener, that's not a community.
it is, because that's the start. That's the foundation. Because if you never knew about Eye Opener Society, you're going to want to sit around, listen to this more. But you
But
need to discover us, and discovering us live and saying, "Oh, what are these people talking about? Wow, this is a great grand concept. I want to follow them. Where do I follow them?" We're getting that live sense. Somebody will then start chatting. "Oh my God, who are you wonderful fucking people?" And then we can say, "Hey, we are the Wonderful Eye Opener Society.
but
Come join us." That's
we're doing a
live.
sermon we're doing a sermon, which means we're not gonna be live responding to their comments.
Well, no, we won't. I mean, I will, um, afterwards, not during my sermon. I'm not breaking my stride. But if people have questions or anything on there, I'm gonna see them, and I'll hold them to the end of the thing and say, "Hey, I'll answer from there," because that brings people in. So I think we're missing, both of us, you and I are missing each other's ideas, because really all we need to do on Thursdays, fuck all the live shit, and just record a sermon, put it out immediately. Here's the thing. And then whoever winds up listening listens on the podcast platforms. And if they want to join us, we'll wait forever for it. Or we could be exciting and genuine and swallow our fears with TikTok, go live on TikTok, do the sermon on TikTok, and bring fucking people in, because then we'll have an audience. I mean, that's the whole difference between a sermon, because otherwise this is nothing more than just another podcast that we're doing, which is fine. I don't care. Like I said, we get the listens on the podcast, on the recordings. So they're picking it up tomorrow or even later on tonight. But when you and I are here talking live, we're not getting anybody. And again, it's not us, it's the stupid platforms we're on. That's what I've been trying to,
But the thing is it's not the stupid platforms. We create
it is.
the algorithm.
No. Uh, See, and I think that's where you're missing it. We don't create that algorithm. Facebook has been blocking me forever. It does not push. Ever since Hannah and I stopped doing the show, our live show, it stopped pushing any of my content out to anyone.
Right, but Gary, we're a quantum pool of nothingness.
Yes, we
We
are, but
we we create the algorithm, we create what's sent to, we create when people come and work with us, and people are gonna come and join when they're ready to. And I know that you like the thing is the live, if you're on TikTok, people are going there to watch live. A lot of other places people are not. But honestly, I really don't think the amount of people who see us live matters as much as the people overall. And building the community is going to bring people in live. I'm super happy to go to TikTok to do it live if that's where you want to try it. Like, I'm not arguing that. I was pondering and arguing my own rejection of it, if that makes any sense. But I feel like we've got a very black and white thinking on what works, what doesn't, how things happen and things like that. And that really um just, I think, limits where we can take it and the opportunities that does come.
well, we can forget really the TikTok because, like you said, we still need to record it. So since you can't use two platforms, then we can't do unless we just did TikTok only and not worry about recording. We'd do a separate recording and do a TikTok. But I'm with you. Listen, and here's the thing, and I get where you're feeling because I don't want to be involved in the TikTok thing either because of what I seen happen. But at the same time, I wanted to throw that dart and see if it hits a bullseye. I'm still the type. I listen, I'm all quantum physics and I'm all fucking spiritual, but I'm also the type where if it benefits us, we might as well try it. That's just where I come in with it.
For sure. That's why I say, like, I'm not arguing it.
Yeah, I know.
I just think that a TikTok live conversation or even like a speech, like we could still do like a sermon type thing, but like our Thursday night sermons, I don't know. I feel like,
So
but
we
like I
so
said,
what
like
you're
it's just
saying so what you're saying, we keep our Thursday night sermon, but we do something separate on TikTok where we build a community there just for discussions, right?
no.
No? I'm
I
lost.
was just saying if you wanted to try the TikTok live, I'd be down for
Mm.
that for like just like another conversation.
For another yeah, okay, that's where I was missing it. Okay, I get that. We'll think about it because I think TikTok still is not right for us. So that's what but again, like I said, I tried it and I noticed with a 5-minute conversation where I had like fucking 25 people there, you know, that's what we're trying to do with this. But it's never going to work as long as Facebook is behind the shit, you know. We can get people, we could get but Lizzie, how long are we going to wait? That's the question.
But the question is, why do you think we're waiting?
Because people that are engaging on the recordings only because they're podcast listeners. They're not people willing to jump on board for the church. They are podcast listeners because all of this is going out on podcast platforms and people are seeing something come across their screen. Oh, this seems interesting. Oh, this is a cool conversation. But they have no interest in our community and joining that eye opener society. We need to get that out somehow on a different platform, a different way of live or something. That's why doing this the way we do it would work beautifully if it was pushing our shit out there. It's just not pushing it out there. I have no control over that. We don't have any control over that. But with TikTok, because TikTok right now is the de facto when it comes to audiences, it will give us an audience. It will give us new people. It will give us people who are going to connect because they're looking for that sort of thing, you know? But we could scrap the whole idea because I think we're in two different planets on this one. I really
No,
think.
actually, I think this is really good for us. Just for the record,
Mhm.
I know I look at everything so weird, but I was just like waiting when we were done. I was gonna thank you for lovingly working through this friction with me because I know it sounds like we're
Friction.
arguing, but the thing
Oh,
is
no.
you and I are just such a polarizing people. The fact that we're gonna come through these points where we think so fucking differently about it. And truthfully, whatever the answer is probably a blend of both of ours. And I love that we have this opportunity to lovingly find
Sure.
whatever like sparks irritation or I wanted to reject TikTok. Like why did I
Mhm.
want to reject TikTok? That's so interesting. I wanted to go TikTok live since I've been on TikTok. I have had the option for over a year. Like why don't I do it? Like why do I reject that? That's so interesting.
Mhm.
You know? So I just
Yeah.
thank you for being you.
Oh, you're totally welcome. And no, never an argument. Like I said, it's just I think the viewpoints and really I think what it is, the only common factor in all of this is just the fact that we're both fearing TikTok just because of that reason. You know, I don't think it's going to be great, but I just think we may get one or two more people in there or at least
But
have an
if you
audience to talk to.
but if you think it's not going to be great, those 1 or 2 people are gonna be a waste of our time.
Yeah. And that's fine. I can keep doing exactly what we are doing. I have no problem with that. And more than likely that's what we're going to do. If one day our algorithm fucking kicks in and we start to get more people, hey, no big deal. I think we'll do better with that. But as long as we're doing this, we have a recording. And like I said, people are listening to the recorded version of it. They're just not listening live. But we get a lot more people on the recording. But again, like I said, it's podcast people. It's just no different. Like when this gets recorded and I put it out to all the platforms, it's podcast platform. So it's just people. And if they're looking for the spiritual side, they're going to see us. Even if they're a first time listener, say, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then some people they download like fucking 300 episodes all at once, and I'm like, fuck yeah. But nobody reaches out. Though they got the addresses. They know how. People
But
right
again,
now.
we're still building it.
Oh,
You
we
gotta
are. Oh no.
understand. So
Oh,
like I went so hard into so hard into this earlier, and like the thing is like I've really fucking learned that it doesn't matter. Specifically with
mhm.
energy work people, like they like when you're ready, just like we're I think we're doing way better than you think we are.
and
In my opinion.
and I think that's where we're missing the communication because I'm not disagreeing with that. I know. See, that's the thing. I know we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, but if we're going to take, you know, a leap to try something else. It's no different than you wanted to try the Discord, right? It's another platform now. And I say, okay, well, we'll try that too. What's so funny? What do you think? We're married or something over here?
No, I was thinking so I my most recent video I put on the fight song by Rachel Platten because I've been really pondering like I'm a fucking argumentative person. When I'm in my ego, I'm so like fucking fight me like you know what I mean? And the thing is every time I like work through this and I let go of those parts of my ego, I find deeper and deeper that it's just in my soul. I am an argumentative person. This is part of my soul flavor. I came here to argue. And so I'm playing with the idea that my problem is not that I'm arguing everything. I'm always trying to like not argue things, right? But the
Mhm.
concept is that we are just like working out friction. We're learning, we're blending, we're all these things. But it's just like I was laughing so hard because this is just like circling around and it was just I'm just such a
Why we want
weirdo. I'm loving this almost argument with you.
Lizzie, here's the fucked up thing is like I'm not even arguing. If you want me to get argumentative, holy shit, you better be
No, I
ready.
know. No,
Between your
I
energy and
know.
my energy, holy shit.
You and I'd never be able to argue. We're gonna have to walk away.
Yeah, yeah, holy shit. Because I know your
No,
intent and but
but
oh my
you and
god.
I normally agree on everything. Like we
Right.
flow so good. And so it's just this probably our first experience not flowing like the way that we normally do. And I wouldn't say that we're arguing, I wouldn't say we're flowing against each other. We're just like not quite catching the other person's drift. And I find
Mhm.
that fun, I guess, in my perspective from where we're standing. Because I guess I'm just a weirdo.
I
Sorry,
guess, I don't know, but I wouldn't want you any other way, so whatever. I think what the problem is here, let's shift all the blame on TikTok. You wanna do that?
Okay,
Take
sure.
all the pressure off
If
of
you wanna
us?
do that, we'll just TikTok made me do it, okay?
There you go. That's it. We'll shift the blame to TikTok, and we'll yell at TikTok, and we'll argue with TikTok. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with you and I.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful, and I think that we'll probably ponder this, and we'll both probably come back with like new perspectives later. That seems to always how it be when I catch these with people where we just don't quite communicate. It's like it
mhm.
just comes in later, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun things in life. I guess the question is, are we still recording this?
No, this was, shut off when we ended. Did you wanna do a recording?
I was like, this would be so funny to put it out, actually.
I
That'd
think
be
it would've
actually
been.
really beautiful. We should have caught it. See, my phone, I don't know what it's doing, but see, it said live the whole time. We're still counting live. And it says your mic is muted.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
like
not
this whole time, like I can't
sure.
see your eyeballs. I like I'm talking to you from like here down. And so
That's
I
funny.
don't it's gotta
I
be
think
my
it's just the way it's
phone.
set up. Well, you know what's funny? It says it's asking me to end the stream. So, and I did end the stream the last time, so maybe we are still live, which is
You
even
know,
better because if it is, I'm putting this up tomorrow
yeah,
morning.
if you if this recorded, feel free. I think this was actually beautiful. It's a piece of art.
This
You did
is.
art today, Gary.
Okay, well, it is, and here I'm going just to satisfy my craving on this one. I'm gonna hit end stream. If it allows me to end it.